All right, so yeah, sorry to everybody I haven't been posting here, but yeah, hopefully I start posting more. But I've done this video multiple times, but recently I just had a conversation with somebody about it, and I thought I would do a video on it, just to get more information out about this. Yeah, this is what I dealt with for a large part of my life. It's pure hell. It's it's not fun. Um, and I've dealt with it since I was 18, and it's fed by sugar, alcohol, um, carbs, empty carbs. So most people in America have this, and they don't even know. But I had to figure out on my own because I didn't know what it was, and I started doing research, and I figured out that this is what it was. So I'm gonna play this video, and then I'm gonna pull some information.
Candida is a natural resident of your digestive tract, along with 25 trillion other bacteria, some good and some bad. So long as the balance stays in order, which scientists say now is 80% good bacteria to 20% bad, your digestive and immune systems will continue to function normally. But here's where the problem starts. Candida is a member of the yeast family. And do you know what yeast likes to eat? You guessed it. Refined sugars, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. All of the things that have been added to our food supply in just the last 50 or
So
so years. Maybe you did the
so this is why women get yeast infections because they eat a lot of sugar, a lot of starchy vegetables, a lot of carbs, empty carbs. And actually, the men could get yeast infections too because it starts in the gut, and it could even get as worse as to become your entire body. You start getting rashes. It becomes it's called systemic candida, and that's when it gets worse. That's when you let it go for a long time, and without treating it, and treat it with food. All right, not with medication. And then don't use antibiotics because that's just going to make it worse. Aloe vera, chia seeds. Eating healthy, eating a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, not much fruits because the sugar actually feeds it. So I'll just keep playing it.
experiment back in science class, where you put yeast on a petri dish and fed it sugar to get it to grow. That's what's happening in your stomach right now. Let's take a look at that picture again. These are actual Candida albicans growing in a petri dish. When you feed the Candida, it starts to breed faster and faster and faster. Soon it has outnumbered the good bacteria in your stomach. Then it makes its way into your upper and lower intestine and throughout your entire GI tract. Before long, it begins to expand into other parts of your body, resulting in serious medical problems that can cripple your ability to enjoy a happy life.
Yep, and that's when it becomes systemic. That's when you feel like shit constantly. And this is what got me into health. This is what figuring this that I had this. It got me into health, and I've been into health over maybe 25, 8 years now, and I'm still dealing with it because you eat healthy, you try to eat healthy, but then you fall off. You start eating junk food, and then it comes back. It starts feeding it again. You eating sugar, drinking more alcohol. It comes back, and it's hell. It's hard to get rid of, especially if you had taken a round of antibiotics, because the antibiotics makes them stronger, and it becomes harder and harder to get rid of. But yeah.
Fatigue, weight gain, sleeplessness, bloating and gas, irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, skin problems, fungal infections. These are just the start of the havoc Candida can wreak onto your body. If you're suffering from any one of these symptoms, it's very likely this parasite is to blame. When you take antibiotics, Candida growth accelerates even faster, as antibiotics kill off many of the good bacteria that would otherwise keep it in check. It's because of all this, doctors estimate that currently, at the time this video was being produced, in the fourth quarter of 2013, 80% of all Americans suffer from some degree of candida overgrowth.
So
Dr. David Perlmutter.
80% of people in America have this, and it's mostly due to the diet. It's high in sugars, refined sugars, high in carbs, empty carbs, the white rice, white bread. Which good rice is like brown rice or quinoa. Quinoa is also good. So I'll just go into the diet of how to get rid of this, and it's good. It's a constant fight. It's a constant fight to eat healthy, and even if you're a health freak, it's a constant battle because you feel like you're getting better, but then you start eating junk, you start eating garbage again, and it comes back. Now that they say it takes up to 3 months of being on this diet, eating these types of foods to clear it out, but it depends how bad it is, how bad you had it before. It could take longer. So I'll just read it. What is the Candida diet? Candida diet is a low-sugar, anti-inflammatory diet that promotes good gut health and eliminates the sugars that feed a Candida overgrowth. The diet includes non-starchy vegetables, some low-sugar fruits, non-glutinous grains, some dairy products, and fermented foods. By improving your gut health and restoring the balance of the bacteria and yeast that live inside your body, you can get relief from Candida symptoms like bloating, indigestion, yeast infections, fatigue, nausea, diarrhea, and gas. So one of the major causes of gut dysbiosis and fungal overgrowth is a diet full of sugary processed junk foods. These foods are high in sugars that feed a Candida overgrowth and rich in pro-inflammatory ingredients that damage your gut and cause inflammation. So yeah, if you crave a lot of sugar, it's because this bacteria
a personal advisor to Dr. Oz, who you may...
It literally takes over your gut and sends signals up to your brain like, oh, I need sugar, or alcohol. Like literally that's what happens, because they send signals to your brain.
You may know from the show, and his current New York Times bestseller Grain Brain recently stated, those of us who deal with this health condition in a clinical setting are witnessing what now seems almost epidemic. Dr. David Perlmutter. The reason Candida is so dangerous is because it directly affects your digestive system, which is the largest internal organ in your body. It's also the home of your immune system. So when your digestive tract is weakened, so is your ability to combat sickness and disease. Left untreated, it can begin to affect every area of your life. Here is a list of common Candida symptoms composed by Dr. Mark Hyman, recognized Candida authority and best-selling author of The Blood Sugar Solution. General symptoms include chronic fatigue, loss of energy, general malaise, decreased libido, sensitivity to foods, chemicals, or other allergens, eczema, psoriasis, irritable bowel syndrome, toenail fungus. Gastrointestinal symptoms include thrush, bloating and gas, intestinal cramps, rectal itching, altered bowel functions such as diarrhea or constipation, yeast infections, frequent bladder infections, irritable bladder. Hormonal complaints include menstrual irregularities like pain or bleeding, premenstrual syndrome, thyroid dysfunction. Nervous system complaints include depression, irritability, inability to concentrate. Immune system complaints include allergies, chemical sensitivities, low immune function. And if your past history includes chronic yeast infections, chronic antibiotic use for infections or acne, oral birth control pill usage, or oral steroid hormone usage, your chances of having Candida overgrowth are greatly increased. One of the scariest things about Candida is the way it begins to reprogram you to crave more of the foods it wants. It hijacks taste buds, brain chemistry, and hormones to make you want foods that make it grow faster and mess you up even more. Breads, sugars, refined carbs, sodas, fried foods, carb-heavy foods like pizza and pasta, and of course, desserts and sweets. Do you often find yourself craving these things?
So it legit hijacks your brain to crave the foods that feed it. And this is where the fight is. Like right now I'm on day 4 of a detox. I'm feeling like it's a roller coaster. You feel good, and then you feel like death. And it's not fun. It's not easy, to do a detox. But if you're adamant to get healthier, to feel better, you stop drinking so much, because alcohol feeds it too. Then you're gonna do this. This depends how bad you want to be healthy, because you could have all this information, but if you're not practicing it, if you're not trying, then there's no point. There's no point in doing it. So I'll go into the diet, foods to eat. So, and the website is called thecandidadiet.com. You could look it up yourself and search through it. There's a lot of information, a lot of good information on it. So, foods to eat on the Candida diet. What should you eat if you're suffering from Candida? If you suspect that your gut is imbalanced, your diet is the first to look at. Diet high in sugar and processed foods can cause repeated yeast infections, digestive issues, and weaken immunity. On the other hand, eating the right foods can rebalance your gut and prevent those symptoms. By the time you've finished reading this page, you'll know exactly how to follow a low-sugar anti-inflammatory diet that will start to rebalance your gut. And the best thing that I'll recommend, just without even looking, is the smoothie, the aloe vera chia seed smoothies that I make. Like that's legit, like the best thing to do, you know. So these are the foods to eat: low sugar, gluten-free, anti-inflammatory. So here's the list of foods: non-starchy vegetables, artichokes, asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, cucumber, eggplant, garlic, kale, onions, rutabaga, spinach, tomatoes, zucchini. Low sugar fruits: avocado, lemon, lime, olives, buckwheat, millet, oat bran, quinoa, teff, anchovies, chicken, eggs, herring, salmon, sardines, turkey, some dairy products, butter, ghee. Kefir is probiotic. Kefir is good probiotic. And it's good to take a lot of probiotics too, because that's going to repopulate your gut. I've been taking a bunch of different ones, and making the smoothies. I've also been taking diatomaceous earth and activated coconut charcoal. Yeah, sorry for the bug out music. There's bug outs outside. What else? Non-sugar sweeteners: xylitol, erythritol, stevia. Healthy fats and oils: coconut oil, flax oil, olive oil, sesame oil. So all those things are good to eat, and you can look this up yourself. Just for it's better. So to how to do what to do. Foods to avoid on the Candida diet: basically all the sugar garbage that everybody loves to eat. I avoid this like the plague. Like I try to, unless I've been drinking. Oh, if I'm drinking, I'll eat anything. Like put anything in front of me, it's over. Like it's I'm eating it. But usually I'm really conscious about what I eat. I avoid sugary drinks, soda. I try to avoid candy as much as I can. If I do eat some candy, it's usually dark chocolate. The more cacao it has, the better. So foods to avoid: foods that are high in sugar, foods that contain gluten, foods that promote gut inflammation. So sugars and sugar substitute: agave, aspartame, cane sugar, corn syrup, honey, maple syrup, molasses, sugar. Glutinous grains: barley, rice, spelt wheat. High sugar fruits: bananas, dates, fruit juices, grapes, mangoes. So basically anything high in high in sugar, you avoid it. High in gluten, dairy, cheese, milk, cream, condiments, barbecue sauce, horseradish. Avoid all these. Basically, avoid anything that's been highly processed. You mainly want to eat vegetables and low sugar fruits, and that's the real food, because the food that you buy, McDonald's and Burger King and all that, that's not food. It's just chemicals. It's just garbage. So about candida. Um, okay, and then when you start detoxing from this, you get what's called candida die-off symptoms and treatment. A candida elimination diet will likely involve some big changes in your lifestyle, but it can be made much more difficult by something called candida die-off. This is particularly important because die-off symptoms are one of the biggest reasons why people prematurely abandon their candida diet. So you're gonna feel like pure death when you do this. So when large numbers of yeast and fungal cells are rapidly killed, or a die-off or Herxheimer reaction occurs and metabolic byproducts are released into the body. This often occurs when introducing antifungal or probiotic foods and supplements into your regimen. The sheer number of candida cells being killed makes this very different from the regular cell elimination that forms part of the candida albicans lifestyle. When these cells die, they release all the noxious substances that they contain, including, according to some sources, at least 79 different toxins. This long list of toxic substances includes ethanol, uric acid, and acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is a known neurotoxin as it has a whole host of detrimental effects on your health and well-being. It can impair your brain function and even kill brain cells. Your endocrine, immune, and respiratory systems can all be affected, and it also damages the membranes of your red blood cells, reducing their ability to carry oxygen around the body. So yeah, all kinds of symptoms that you get from detoxing. You get nausea, headache, fatigue, dizziness, swollen glands, bloating, gas, constipation or diarrhea, increased joint or muscle pain, elevated heart rate, chills, cold, feeling in your extremities, body itchiness, hives or rashes, sweating, fever, skin breakouts, recurring vaginal, prostate, and sinus infections. So yeah, that is all the stuff that can happen, you know. Um, so yeah, that was it. I'm just gonna make quick. You guys could look up the website if you want, but yeah, hopefully it helps somebody out, and hopefully I start posting more videos, because I got this knowledge on health and stuff, and I'm doing a detox right now. Maybe I'll do a video of what I'm doing. Um, but yeah, it's been I haven't done a detox like this in months, so I've been feeling like it's been a roller coaster. Feel good, then feel like shit a couple hours later, because your body's detoxing. Your body's removing all these chemicals in your body, all these pathogens, all these bacteria. So you're gonna feel good, and then you're gonna feel like shit. But yeah, all right. Hopefully I make another video soon. All right, peace out.